3, 2, 1.
I don't gotta do shit.
Alright, I'm gonna set this down over here, right? Because that's good.
Plus, I got something
That's
else anyway, so we're chilling.
You have some what?
Oh, I was gonna say, I got something else anyway, so he's chilling.
Oh, yeah.
So, when that button is red, it's recording. Which, speaking of recording, welcome to Envision Podcasting. How you guys doing? I'm with 3 very famous people, as you guys already know who these guys are, right?
I'm so handsome, but I just need to make sure I'm in the frame.
I got big time rush back to you. That's what I do. So let's talk, you guys. Let's have some fun. Andy Lyman.
That's me.
Yes. Brian, what's your last name?
Lynch.
I let you into my home without knowing your last name. Who am I? And Mason Manzi. A Manzi.
You know.
Oh,
fuck yeah.
Yes, sir.
Say my name.
He said, say my name. So how you guys doing?
What's up, Andy? How are you doing?
Fantastic.
He said, I'm amazing right now. I'm
I'm
chilling.
always amazing.
So, Mr. Electrician, this man, when it comes to anything and everything, is pretty handy. As long as it's not a woman, it's pretty good. I'm just cracking on him.
You can get handy, but you might get arrested.
Stop it! And he calls me, he's like, I need you to bail me out right now. This is unjust. It's like, what happened?
I need to think this decision through. Can you consult me?
Right.
Not a second opinion.
Ryan Lynch, what do you do? What is cool about you?
Shit, bro. What's cool about me?
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, there you go. I'm just a cool person.
Not to glaze him, but like, bro's cool.
All he does is glaze.
Yeah.
Now, I am actually interested though. So I know you're not going like to college, right? Anymore. You're doing like a trade thing. What are you doing?
I'm done with that school. Yeah, I'm doing A&P. If y'all don't know what A&P is, that's going to be airframe and power plant.
Like what?
Airframe and power plant.
Airframe and power plant.
Okay.
That shit is...
Words that sound like they should make sense, but together don't. What is wordplay?
So what you're thinking, airframe is going to be the outside of an airplane, how it's built, all of the, not how it's built, but how it's put together.
Okay.
The shell, the chassis, that shit, that's what I'm going to be working on. I'm going to be doing fabrication, welding, all that shit.
Right.
And then power plant is going to be the other side of it that's going to get...
Damn.
I'm sorry.
Let's go and get messy is what I'm trying to say.
I need a normal chair.
What happened? What is going on here?
Alright, got your first walk off on the podcast. First walk off.
That being the hydraulics that open up the brakes on the back of the wings. You got your obviously your turbines. You got your twin engines that are going to be your fucking V10s and V12s. Those are going to be. Yeah,
but one of my cars
is crazy.
Do you like develop the wings on the airplane and stuff like that?
No, I'm completely out of the development place of it. I would just be fixing. That's it.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna have fucking billionaires coming in and be like, yeah, fix this.
Right.
Done. Like my dad. So my dad works for Gulfstream. That's where I got the idea. He took me there. He took me there to walk around and stuff like that. People at Gulfstream have been there for 20 plus years. They've been there for 15 plus years. They've been there forever. So it's obviously a good, reputable place to work.
Right.
That's what I was thinking. So I was like, so what am I going to do that's going to get me to not hurt myself at all?
Right.
You'll still hurt
yourself. I'll still hurt myself. Absolutely.
He said it's going to happen.
Did that with cilantro, just letting you know.
Cilantro?
Yeah, I was cutting cilantro. I'm not flipping anyone off.
Okay, so you did that with a knife, not
that was
with
a knife. I was slapping myself with the leaves.
What is he doing in the produce section?
Also, I was going to say, that is also besides slapping yourself with cilantro, it is very smart that you actually went to, I forgot the name of the company, but Gulfstream. Yeah, you went to Gulfstream with your dad to see what it would be like before you actually decided this is going to be my future career. Because that's exactly what I did when I was deciding if I want to be an electrician. I figured I want to be an electrician, and then so what I did is I went ahead, my neighbor's an electrician, I job shadowed with him 4 or 5 different full work days. So 8-hour work days, I job shadowed 4 or 5 different times. And then I made school happen because I figured, hey, I like this, you know? So that's very smart to make sure you like what you're going to do by job shadowing or walking into the place.
I got to give him credit, though, because when me and him worked at O'Reilly's for the 2 months that we were there, this motherfucker, Tuesdays and Thursdays, bright and shit in the morning, from 6 a.m. to 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock.
Yeah,
he was job shadowing some guy, getting paid,
right,
and then he was going to school at like 5 to 9, 5 to 8:30,
yeah, 5 to 9.
Next day he's waking up, going to O'Reilly's, and he's working there.
Yeah,
that's what he was doing.
I was actually just talking about that with one of my buddies about Andy specifically. It's like he has a endless determination to consistently work, and I saw that illustrated because for 2 months he was working O'Reilly's, like he said, 5 days a week, and then he was shadowing an electrician and going to school after shadowing the electrician on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So, you know, that endless determination to kind of pursue what you want once you figure it out. And that's really what it is. It's as simple as like going to bed and waking up and just doing what you want every day and just working towards your goals at what you want.
He was so prepared. He didn't need a day off for anything.
Dude, Andy's got the work ethic.
I'm going to make it pleasure.
I'm telling you.
He's going to start kissing us soon.
Dude, yeah. Watch out.
Be careful. No, but like the 7-day work week grind, do you guys think like, because I had a guest on a couple episodes ago and he was talking about this. We were talking about hustle culture. What do you guys think about hustle culture?
Hustle culture. You want to define that real quick?
Hustle culture is like, it's embodied differently by different groups. Okay, some people, I see it as a culture that's actually good. I see the good side of it where you're determined to wake up every morning, work towards your goals, try to be the best person you can be, try to be a better version of yourself than you were yesterday. Other people may see it as, well, you're overworking, you're overexpending, you're hurting your brain long term. Hustle culture as it is, like Andy did that for 2 months. Could he have done that for 2 years? You know what I mean? How much of an effect does that take on you mentally?
When you worked with him at Amazon, you were already seeing that because this motherfucker he was there for 6 days straight.
Yeah.
Every single week. His only day off was what?
Shout out Amazon.
Dude, you were there 7 days straight from like Thursday to Tuesday, or probably 5 days, Thursday to Tuesday.
Something like
that. And then
that.
you would take off Wednesdays, and then you're back right to it. You would take off right in the middle of the week.
So like I could do that for like a decent bit, maybe like a month at a time. I could grind out like 6 days a week. Right. 7 days a week.
Damn, like in prison you would die.
You would have no time to get raped. He would just be working. You'd be so
You said you'd be working.
Well, apparently I would also be really bad with dropping soap because I've dropped stuff out of my pocket 2 times. So don't let me in prison. I won't survive.
You guys got any overtime shifts? Any what? What is he talking about? He's a prisoner. Why is he trying to work here?
Does overtime get me out faster?
That'd be crazy. I think they have like work programs in prison.
Yo, yeah, this guy would be the tattoo artist.
No, look at this guy over here. You guys gotta have a job in prison. What job you taking?
Job in prison?
I don't know much about jobs in prison.
I'm cooking.
Bro, they got like.
Bro, I'd be mowing the lawn.
They got barbers, dude. They like think about it. Like if you had to pick a job, right? Like they got like the machine people, like the carpentry, whatever people or whatever.
Okay. I would not be mowing the lawn after.
Yo, I think I want to be a barber, dude, in prison.
That's what I
imagine.
No, but like, is this like a job assigned by the prison? Like, this is what you want to do when you walk up to the prison?
So let's say you go to prison, right? You got to serve a life sentence,
or you
can get a job. You can have a job that you can do 8 hours a day.
Outside of prison or inside?
In prison.
Okay, because inside makes it seem like you're doing it from your cell.
No.
Okay, so you're doing this as a full fucking
like there's a barbershop on the prison. There's like a workshop in the
so
prison.
So you're doing legit barbershop.
You could be a janitor for all you care, but you got to pick a job.
I was gonna say, as far as what you were saying, I would have like a job probably as like a cook for a little bit or cleaner, something like that, but for a little bit. But what I would actually be doing is I'd be finding things that you could sell in the prison. No, I'm being so serious. I was thinking about that.
Bro, a future drug lord, bro.
I'm selling
biscuits, bro.
Well, honestly, like, how would you make the most amount of money in prison? You find things that are high in profit, people find valuable, and then you sell it to them.
What is it called? The C thing that you buy as a prisoner? What is it?
Buy as a prisoner? The currency they use as a prisoner?
No, it's like the food and stuff like that. Like they give you like chips and shit. You can buy it like weekly or something like that. So I see. I can't remember what the name.
I think I know what you're talking about. Though. You know, cock.
Yeah. No,
usually you sell that, but
he means chickens, you guys. All right, not in the bathroom all the time.
Nah. Like
selling
honestly,
chickens.
I feel like I'd be a barber. right?
Yeah.
If people be coming down or something, I'd be like, yo, like, I heard you were fucking loud last night while I'm like shaving their face. I'd be like, you do that shit again. Just cut their face or something and be like, yeah, don't do it. Nah, think about it. Barbers are gonna get the respect, right? It's like, if people come in to like get their shit
looking nice in prison.
Their fade gets fucked up.
Nah, bro. Like, if no one's gonna fuck with you when you got like scissors.
But think about it,
you got like a razor on their neck.
No, but like, you actually gotta think about it though, because if you're in prison and you're looking pretty, that's just you opening up your butthole but with a haircut.
Well, like, I'm not putting makeup on dudes, you know?
Now we're getting excited.
That's how I think that is. Like, if you're looking, if you're wanting to look pretty in person, that's what you're doing, bro. And that's what.
But I don't think Mason's like, hey, listen, meet me in the bathroom. Let's see if you can catch me.
I'll give you a private haircut.
Stop it.
You see that steamy shower corner? That's where I'm taking.
Why don't you come to my cell at
There are different levels to prison too. Like you have the regular kind of standard prison, then you obviously have like maximum.
You got general pop, and then you got like
it's low, medium, and high security. I think.
Yeah, and then maximum, right?
Or
there's high maximum.
There's jail, and then there's prison.
Yeah.
Jail is like county wide.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. County jail.
Prison's like you're made to be there.
Minimum prison, and then maximum security prison.
He said prison sucks like he was there for 50 years. He's like,
no, bro.
He just knows.
No,
his haircut's in the bathroom. I know.
This guy's got the tattoos of a prison artist.
Yeah, show us your tattoos.
Nah, that's how I was. When you guys. Oh well, I can't really.
Yeah, your shirt kind of sucks.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so this one isn't done. Right, I'm actually getting this done next Thursday.
It's not done.
No, see how like all this stuff is, and there's like the cover up. This was a cover up.
And the middle of the fire too.
Right.
Yeah. So
that's sick.
I'm going next Thursday at 2, and I'm probably gonna be there forever. But he's gonna finish this whole thing up.
That's
and
awesome.
I actually have 2 people that I'm tattooing this weekend.
What?
I got Ethan, and then I got my brother again. He got a big fucking skull on his leg.
Really?
That's what the skull is.
That's sick.
Here, wait, I'm gonna show you guys real
future
quick.
tattoo artist.
I can even show the camera. So I tattooed it. Look, I got this skull right here that I'm gonna put on my brother. And then I'm putting that on my father.
So the skull for you, like why?
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually fun.
How often do you like sketch it out beforehand? Like, how long does that?
Oh yeah.
How long does that process usually take?
So the actual process here, I'm gonna show it to the camera.
Show it to the camera.
Show it to the camera. I don't know if they can see.
Show me
well, but I hope you guys can see.
Keep going up a little more.
Is that good?
Yeah. No, like that, like towards.
Towards it.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. There you go. Perfect.
All right. Cool. So they got to see, but the actual process, like in terms. So I don't have a stencil machine, so I literally just like I'll be sitting at work and I'll bring like a drawing pad or something, and I'll draw some sketches or whatever. And if I want to tattoo it, then I'll just bring it home. You put it on stencil paper, you trace it like over like the lines, and then you get the stencil and you just put it on the fake skin. But I want to get a stencil machine, and like I want to get like Procreate and all that, so I can really fucking.
How much are stencil machines? They're quite expensive.
Like $100 to $200, I think.
Procreate.
But
Procreate,
bro.
Wow.
Nah.
You're trying to shoot out babies. You're trying to make a machine that makes.
You guys are children. You guys are absolutely.
but it's like I need to get like an iPad or something so I can like actually like fuck around and like build stencils and shit.
You've been doing this shit since like the 6th grade. I've
been drawing.
You draw all the time.
Right, but now he's drawing on people and it's permanent. Like we were talking about.
You mess me up, I'll mess you up.
We should mention this.
Mess you up, bro.
We should mention this. We shot a podcast together.
Oh my god, yeah.
The podcast was deleted because I was an idiot and I tried to, I forgot what I did actually. I was trying to upload it to a cloud. I fixed it. I finished editing it, throwing, it together and stuff like that. And then after that, it said it needed space to fully upload, fully complete. And so I deleted all the unnecessary things that I didn't need. And one of those unnecessary things was the video that we shot together. And in that podcast, we bullshitted around the whole time. We were talking about how you were getting into tattoos. That was supposed to come out 3 or 4 weeks ago. And that's why we're back here.
Yep.
So this was
and with an addition.
Right.
Yeah, this guy.
Because it was originally just me and Amy.
It was Terminator 1.
It's cool because now we got Ryan in here. So we were talking about Jake Paul and Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
Now we got the official rules and we got the weight.
Official
And we've
rules.
seen what Jake and
All right, break it down.
I want to say this real quick. Last episode, I talked to a pro boxer named Carlos Gonzalez. Shout out to Carlos Gonzalez. Please go watch that.
Sick.
We talked about the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, and he said from the perspective of a fighter, he thinks that power is the last thing to go. So he thinks that Mike Tyson is going to fuck up Jake Paul. But Jake Paul also does know how to like low level box. But what Carlos pointed out was he likes what Jake's doing for the sport. The only problem is 58 years old versus 27.
Yeah,
You're 50.
That's also
I saw. You can see what Jake looks like now, bro. Like, on God, yeah, he looks big, but he looks like a fucking milk bag. Like, I mean, you can tell that he's putting on too much weight because like his arms are skinny, but his fucking torso is like this. Like,
Right.
Wow.
Like,
So he's not really putting on weight in the correct way because it's hard to like carry a weightlifting routine to get big
well, yeah,
and also box 40 hours a week.
So I'm
Like,
pretty sure he like walks around, or at least what he says, at like 200, 210.
Yeah.
He's trying to. He said the article was saying he's trying to bulk up like 230, 240. And
That's
I'm like,
crazy.
bro,
So what I'm
like,
saying,
literally 3 pounds of that is going
What's
to
he
be
gonna
muscle.
do?
Like,
Right.
Go on round one and be
unless he's
gassed?
taking fucking
Like-
roids, but like, I mean, you don't know. I don't even know.
that's
I
what
don't know
Conor
all the
McGregor
details,
did.
but
When Conor McGregor broke his tibia, he broke his shin.
yeah.
He
It broke out.
he
you guys
actually
actually discuss
there
rules?
there was like suspected like he ended up taking
Well,
like
Yeah.
hormones.
They did.
yeah, well, no, I'm saying, like, did you guys discuss it yet?
What?
The rules for the not the last podcast.
No.
They didn't come out yet.
No,
2
they
minute-
didn't come out.
2-minute rounds, and then there's
What was
14
it?
ounce.
Six
14
rounds,
ounce
2 minute
gloves.
rounds,
Yeah, six,
14
yep.
ounce. But it's a pro bout, no headgear, no nothing. It's a pro
Oh
fight.
yeah,
Right.
That's good.
That's where I think Mike
That's
Tyson's
good.
gonna fuck up Jake Paul.
Yeah, Mike,
Yeah.
dude, no, because Mike always chats. He's like, yo, legacy. Like, it's all about legacy, right? And like, bro, if this is going on his fucking record, he is not losing to Jake Paul.
Yeah.
There's no
He
fucking way he's
can't
losing to
lose.
Jake Paul.
Right.
And if power's the last thing to go, dude, Mike has been hit by people that punch 10 times harder than Jake, bro.
I know. I'm just thinking about like the fact that, like I said, he's
old.
50 fucking 8 years. He's
So,
a grandpa.
I
He
feel
is a
like-
grandfather.
I feel
I'm not
like-
saying he doesn't have a puncher's chance,
Yeah.
but if like you go 2 or 3 or 4 rounds and he's not getting Jake Paul out of there, I'm sorry. I'm
He's
going
gonna
with
gas.
age.
Yeah, he's
I
gonna
just
gas.
am. And Jake Paul's younger. He's able to fight. I mean, is he putting on weight?
Mhm.
Yes. Does he know what he's doing? Probably
But it's
not.
but we also
also so amicable to think that if he's putting on weight at the same time, he's got to be thinking about that, because no pro boxer is going to just be
Because he doesn't want to get knocked
pro
out.
boxer.
Jake's never had like a good gas tank, regardless.
Yeah.
So now he's gonna
Yeah.
throw on another 30 pounds and try to fight one of the best heavyweights ever. It's like, dude, you and Mike might be in the same boat in
I
round
think if
5.
Mike
Round
was-
6, you guys might both be like.
I think it's going to be a
gassed.
knockout by just the end of it. I
Yeah,
think it's going to
but-
come out to the judges, honestly.
So I feel like because Mike Tyson is so old, like the 2-minute rounds are good for him, as long as he can have enough time in between rounds to like recover a little bit. Because naturally, as you
Like
get
60
older,
seconds.
your cardio and your stamina just goes so down the older you get. So I feel like just because of the fact that there's so many rounds, like Mike Tyson's going to start out really strong and then just drop off at round 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, I
So-
think, it's funny, we were talking about this fight, it goes to decision, and it's
will.
Jake Paul, something like that, I feel like will happen because, like you said, he's going to dwindle down, but I don't think Jake Paul
I feel like
not can
Maybe-
happen.
maybe Jake might too, because he's gonna be-
defense.
Yeah.
You know what though? Like, I honestly, it sucks, but like, I feel like it could literally go anyway. Like when Tommy and Jake were fighting,
Yep.
I bet on Tommy. I thought Tommy was gonna win because, like, if you look at the stuff, like Jake can't. He's really good at fighting on the back foot and all that, but like, bro, it's Mike fucking Tyson. But like,
also-
even if you watch the old like Roy Jones fight that he fought like a couple years ago, yeah, like. He looks like older, but bro, that fucking like bobbing and weaving, like dude,
Yeah.
he's slipping all of his
There's no
jabs.
way
like,
that there's going to be an RKO though. There's no way.
an RKO.
I think both
Jake, I don't know.
You mean TKO?
or TKO.
Oh, okay, I was going to say, did you really think that Jake
No,
Paul
no,
was just
I-
like,
I mean,
I'm
There's
tired
no
of
way
getting
the
my
Viper is coming in the ring.
out of nowhere.
It would be crazy if Mike Tyson RKO'd Jake Paul. That would be like, man, fuck you, bitch. Boom!
Oh my God,
you-
bro.
Sign the contract.
Both of them are going to be playing with defense in mind. They're not going to be like all up on each other. Like you
Don't
guys
think so?
No, there's no way, because like like, go over to, like, KSI and Logan Paul. Obviously, that's just YouTube. That's a YouTube thing. It's not really professional. But you gotta think, both of them train because they're at the same, they're at the same age and they're at the same agility.
Right.
KSI played more defense because Logan Paul had longer arms. That's a given. But both Logan, or Jake Paul and Tyson are the same size, same arms. One of them weighs a little bit more, but they're both going to be playing defense. They don't. Mike Tyson doesn't have the gas to be fucking throwing hammers at every single second. He doesn't have that fucking strength anymore.
I think Mike, because he's like more experienced, and this is what I think is going to happen, I think Mike's going to let Jake kind of feel like he's winning in a way, and kind of let him, because you got to remember, these are 14-ounce gloves, and Mike's been hit by fucking
fists.
Yeah, he's been hit by some hard fucking heavyweights, right? And if it's 14 ounce, like, yeah, he's old, and like maybe if Jake had 10 ounces, like he may be able to hurt him.
Yeah,
he's not gonna hurt Mike with 14-ounce gloves, but Mike could definitely hurt Jake with 14-ounce gloves.
Also, think of his neck too.
Mike is a natural heavyweight. Like, he's been fighting heavyweight for life. Like, you can't just gain 30 pounds and call yourself a heavyweight.
And that's the thing, in that short of amount of time too, like, what did he started putting on weight 2 months before the fight?
Yeah.
And trying to get from 210 to 230 clean in 2 months is next to impossible.
Because you've done it, but you've cleaned both, and I've seen it take you like 3-4 months.
Yeah,
to put on 20 pounds.
Well, that's even harder to do. That's more like you're aiming at a weight goal, which I was at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just wanted to be bigger. You know, but if I'm actually trying to put on, if you're trying to put on clean, good muscle for the next, like 20 pounds of clean, good muscle, your macros and your calories have to be so particular for the time base of about a year. I would say for 20 pounds, maybe a year and a couple months. You really have to be. If Mason, how much do you weigh right now?
Like 200.
If you try to get up to 220 pounds, I said, how much time would you prefer? 6 months or a year? What would you say?
So let's say like wake up weight, I'm like 197, 198, right?
Yeah.
If I wanted to wake up and weigh like 220 pounds, bro, I need like 8 months. You know what I mean? Yeah. 8 months if I'm going to try to clean bulk. But, like, that's the thing is that, like, you can clean bulk as much as you want. But, like, at the same time, it's not, like, not even half of it is going to be muscle.
Jake Paul did not. Like, it doesn't look like he did.
Half of it isn't even going to be muscle.
Right.
And most of it is just going to be, like, water weight and, like, water retention and all the supplements you're taking and all that. And but combined with fat and stores and when, like, especially if you're carved up before, like, you get on the scale or something. That too, like.
One thing we can't discredit, though, I like that you said that. One thing we can't discredit is, even though I just made that point about how much weight he's gaining over the next 2 months, skill is skill. And if he's fighting while he's heavier, if he's training while he's heavier, he's gonna be more used to it. You know, like, it doesn't take his skill away.
That's where I was saying his stamina would be higher.
Right. I think if he trained 230 pounds, right, to be speedy.
It's getting hot in here. I can't lie. It's getting hot in here with 4 people.
Crack deal. Yeah, I think you're just getting. I would like to see you at like a sorority. You know what I mean?
Gosh, it's so hot in here.
If you think about it,
no, it's just me.
Like, if you guys have like ever like hit a bag or something, right, and you're jabbing the bag like multiple times, dude, your arm starts to get tired.
Right.
Now imagine you add 30 fucking pounds onto your frame and you're still trying to jab fast.
And 14 ounces on
it. Yeah, now you got 14 ounces and it's like that. Those arms are gonna get tired. But like Mike, that's his domain. That's the one thing he's got going for him is he's fought heavyweight his entire life.
Well, yeah, but
Jake is just deciding.
He also never fought extensively with gloves.
What do you mean?
Mike Tyson, or did he?
Yeah, he fought with 10 ounce.
Oh, he did? Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is like fucking nothing when Mike Tyson's punching in.
But if I'm saying the 14 ounce might actually, that might be a Jake Paul thing because they both had a compromise on the rules when they were.
I would imagine.
Jake Paul wanted 3 minute rounds. Mike Tyson wanted 2 minute, and Mike Tyson got it, but Jake Paul also got the 14 ounce gloves.
Right.
Because he obviously didn't want to break his fucking eye. So
no, because Jake knows that if. Look, Mike, like you said, power does not leave. Right. It only, dude, that dad strength is a real fucking thing because your power never doesn't leave. Like, even though Mike still might be slow or whatever, all Mike's got to do is time a punch right and just dude, dumb, dude,
right.
Out.
So official decision who we taking. I am taking I will take Jake Paul. And I'm only saying that not because I want him to win, but just because he's 27. And Mike Tyson is going to be 58. But I could eat my words on that night, and Mike Tyson knocks out Jake Paul. And that would be ridiculous because that's the end of Jake Paul's career. Goodbye. I mean, that was great, but you just got knocked out by a near 60-year-old. You know what I mean?
I'll let you guys. I have an in-depth.
I was gonna say, so like, you know the meme, like they had me in the first half. That's gonna be Jake Paul. He's gonna be like, I'm not gonna lie, he had me in the first half. Yeah. And then it's just gonna like, that's what's gonna happen, bro. Mike Tyson is just gonna have him at the start, and then bam.
I feel like either way it goes, it's gonna be Mike Tyson by TKO, and it's going to be Jake Paul by split decision. If it comes to split decision, by the end of the eight rounds, right, 2 minutes, by the end of that, if they're still standing, it's going to come to Jake Paul. Jake Paul will win if it comes to split decision. Mike Tyson is the only person I think who can knock out Jake Paul besides Jake Paul himself.
I personally think, mine's completely different. I think Jake's gonna get a knockdown in the first 2 or 3 rounds against Mike. I think he's gonna knock Mike down. Right. It may not be like a full knockdown, it may just be like a flash or something, or like, Mike slips and the ref is like, whoa, down. But I think Mike is, as the rounds go on, I think we're really underestimating how much that weight gain is going to affect him and how much and I think Mike is going to be like, oh, I got your ass, motherfucker. You had the power and you had all the speed, but now we're into round 6 and you're fucking fucked, bro. Right. So I think Tyson is going to get a knockdown late round 5, and then round 6 is going to come. Tyson's going to win the round and he's going to win the fight in a split decision. I think Tyson is going to do enough in the last half of the fight against Jake. I think
that's opposite.
I think Jake tries to come out strong and prove that he can fight. And I think Tyson's going to be more timid. Yeah, because I think Tyson knows I'm old. I got 6 rounds to fight. He's going to be like, I'm going to let him gas himself up because he's not a natural
at 25, so he probably doesn't recognize that he's 50.
I was going to say, so I'm actually glad that you brought up CT. Not that I love the topic.
I fucking love CT, bro.
Hell yeah, bro.
But I was actually about to ask that next question, in between sports, you have boxing, you have MMA, you have football, you have hockey, all these sports that we have. Which one do you guys think long term is the most damaging? And do we include pro wrestling in that or no?
No,
I don't. Okay,
it's scripted.
Yeah, it's scripted. Even though
surprisingly though, they get fucked up.
Yeah, their bodies and they really they die young.
But they're also jacked on steroids. There was only one natural dude.
That's a good point. A lot of them are so jacked up on roids that
especially in the 80s and 90s. I think they do more testing now than they've ever done. But that's quote unquote. It's not
we tested steroids, but just none of the fucking steroids you take.
Right, definitely not like UFC. UFC, the USADA. They actually are not working with USADA.
I feel like
anymore.
I feel like for your body.
Do you have any more of these?
Fuck. I could get you something else though in a few minutes. Spot.
We know what that
is. That. I hope you like ginger.
I'll drink it though.
Okay. I'm allergic to ginger. I was gonna say, in terms of I'm gonna take your question of what's most damaging as a sport, and I'm gonna split it into 2 categories. One, overall physical damage and overall mental damage, because I think it's pretty clear, UFC, MMA, boxing, kickboxing, all that stuff where headshots are allowed, it can be very mentally damaging. After 10 years of doing at a professional level of any of those sports I just listed, you see a sharp mental decline. And you also see signs of memory loss and just unawareness. But if you take a sport, and I would say football, American football is the most damaging physically because you're always freaking tackling. So many people break bones. Right. Neck injuries. Or
rugby.
Rugby too.
Rugby's just fucking American football, no pass.
That's crazy.
I think you gotta section it by career length, because if you're thinking about an American football player, they're gonna get. I feel like they get more concussions over time. Tua Tagovailoa had. I think he had 4 concussions over the span of 2 years.
Really?
So, yeah, because he got knocked out twice in his sophomore year, I believe, and then he got knocked out last year, and just this past season, or like the year before, just this last year, he got knocked out again. He was on the ground fucking...
No,
he
he was
on the ground doing the fucking juice
roll.
roll.
He was straight up out.
Okay,
He was out.
Who is this again?
He's the Dolphins quarterback.
Yeah,
Dolphins quarterback?
Yeah,
What was his name?
Tua Tagovailoa.
I'm just going to call him Tua.
He sucks.
He sucks.
Terrible. He's not a
He's
good quarterback.
fucking terrible.
He's a left-handed quarterback in the NFL. Doesn't work.
Terrible.
Doesn't
He's
fucking
had
work.
4 concussions,
He's
you
had
guys.
4 concussions.
You're like by his bedside as he's in the hospital. You are garbage. I mean, I don't want to...
But like you gotta, like that's why I think you gotta section it by career lengths, because like you gotta think about Conor McGregor. That guy's a fucking idiot.
Right.
But like he keeps coming back. He says that he retires and then he comes back.
But how much of that is due to the number one
It's not-
amount
it's
of
not-
drugs that guy
Wait.
has done, like the coke, the probably Adderall, the fucking
It's not due to the CTE. It's due to the fact that he wants to keep coming back, but mentally he doesn't want to.
Oh yeah, because you're so rich at that point.
Oh,
You
yeah.
don't give a fuck.
Or
You know?
physically he doesn't want to. Mentally he does.
Yeah, I think so. I think he
Yeah.
wants to have that star power again.
I don't know. I think honestly, football straight up is like the worst in terms of both. Because fighting, when you think about it, like your fights, some of them are like a year apart, 6 months apart. You have plenty of time to
That's
recover.
true.
And if you get
MMA,
knocked
yeah.
out, if you get knocked out, like an MMA, if you like hit someone and they fall, dude, someone could come in and stop it. Like I think boxing is low key worse.
Boxing is worse
Yeah,
in that
that's
sense
true.
because you get knocked down, you get hit in the head, they give you a 10 count, and you're like, oh great, 10 seconds
Yeah.
for my brain to figure out where even I am
Bro,
right now.
and if you get knocked down like that, like 9 times out of 10 you have a concussion.
UFC.
And you just keep getting, like if you get knocked down 3-4 times in a fight,
I think the only
that's like 4 concussions.
I think the only exception is UFC, because there's no fucks given. They lose teeth, bro. They're breaking, they're snapping their legs. They only call the game if the person's knocked out. They don't give a fuck.
Did you ever watch Pride? Okay, so there was an old MMA organization called Pride, which, if you guys think UFC is violent, oh my god, Pride would put you to sleep. You guys would pass out.
Street beefs.
Street beefs?
It's kind of like street violence, except for in Pride, they allowed hair pulling. They allowed you to kick to the head.
That's actually crazy.
They allowed you to fish hook in some instances. Sometimes they would have these like circus act fights where they would have a 500-pound man take on like a 150-pound man.
I know what you're talking about.
That shit is
I know what
crazy.
you're talking about.
And
Yes.
they did not care because it was all entertaining. And was it entertaining? Yes. It was very entertaining.
Was
but
it
at the
dangerous? Yes.
100%, yeah, exactly. Because a lot of those guys, like, you could stomp on people and stuff like that. That's crazy. Now, it's definitely, the violence has toned in, but with boxing, it really hasn't too much, because boxing is, I don't want to say it's a violent sport, but you definitely take, like you said, a lot more shots to the head. It's entertaining, but like you say, you get knocked out 4 times, you have 4 concussions. It's like there goes maybe the next 2-3 years of your life that you have to take off from training or...
Oh, yeah.
But that's the thing, is that like in football, you're getting those headshots every fucking week.
That's
You
true.
have
That's true.
6 days
to recover and then go back out there and
Exactly.
get smashed in
100%,
the fucking head.
that is true.
Like that's why running backs.
But you gotta also
they're like the average lifespan of a running back is like what, 7 years?
35 or something.
Yeah, like 30 years old and you're out of the
Yeah,
league.
yeah,
Like,
the fucking career length is
dude,
literally
they're just
5
running
years.
into people like
Right.
just like.
I think that's true, but I also you gotta evaluate how often in a game am I gonna get hit compared to how often in a fight am I gonna get hit.
Well, the issue
You know
is
what I
that
mean?
depending...
Well, it's also like thank you, but it's
Depending
also
on your position is how much you're going to get hit. Because football players, they only prepare for the injuries of like something snapping. They don't prepare to get hit because they have the pads to protect themselves.
Well, they definitely get prepared for like they have like the pads and stuff at camp, and like if you're like a running back, you go through like those drills where you run. And like you get prepared to get hit, but like they teach you to be like strong into like how to take a hit versus like. Falling awkward and snapping your fucking leg because someone tackled you. Like they, like especially quarterbacks, like they're gonna prep you on how to like take a hit properly. But like the thing is that like you got to think like football. Like how many injuries do you see versus like in football versus like boxing, MMA? You see the injuries the night of the fight.
Right.
Afterwards, like they have so much time to heal.
Right.
They're not gonna take another fight if they're all fucked up.
Yeah.
Get surgery.
They do physical
But
therapy.
football, you
Yeah.
just keep going.
Yeah, football, it's like, bro, you could sprain your ankle, take a week off, go back in there, smash your head.
What the-
go back in.
So you know who
Yo.
you know who Antonio Brown is, right?
Antonio Brown is.
He was the wide receiver on the Steelers. He was the one whose career ended because he walked off during the middle of a Bucs game and just fucking took off his gloves, took off his jersey, and threw it into the crowd and walked out.
Okay.
He walked out of the stadium.
Really?
This is the.
That's all you, buddy.
What is it called?
He doesn't like ginger beer, bro.
Ginger beer sponsor. We'll never get it because Mason just trashed them.
Yo, Arnold Palmer though, y'all can fucking sponsor.
Yeah.
Shit is good as fuck.
Arnold, come through. I'll interview you. I'll have you on.
Crazy.
Like, this is the type of shit he posts.
Right.
And he was a fucking wide receiver for 13 years, I'm pretty sure.
CTESPN.
He literally has CTESPN on the top of his thing. It's obviously the word trickery of CTE and ESPN.
Right.
He is so mentally fucked up. That is what he posts. He goes on Twitter all the time and just posts the most nasty shit ever.
Yeah.
There's videos of him eating ass in a jacuzzi.
Nice.
Living the dream.
That's the dream. That's really where it is.
That's
not a dream.
Andy's
like,
dream.
you have to think. That's where his career ended, was with him being a fucking idiot and ripping off his jersey, throwing it in the crowd, and running out of the stadium.
But why did he end up leaving? Why did he end up
Because it was
pressure?
it was just some argument with his trainer about like his ankle and the fact that. So
if I were his trainer, I'd be like, we really gotta do this right now. Like, come on, we're in the middle of a game right now.
Before each
Come on, we're playing the Jets. This is an easy win.
Before they start the game, the normal thing that they do is each player will talk to the coach if they're like questionable for an injury. They will talk to the coach and they will say, "Okay, I think I'm good to play." Their trainer will confirm that, or the people who do the physical therapy on them will confirm, yes, we think he's good to go. He just needs to wear a brace. He just needs to do whatever.
Right.
If he is doubtful or out, that's what the trainer is going to say. They are going to say, he shouldn't play at all. You're going to risk more injury.
Mm-hmm.
Antonio Brown's trainer during that Bucs game against the Jets, him and his trainer went up to Bruce Arians and said, hey, his ankle is tweaked. It's not that fucked up, though.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He can still play.
Okay.
And this is one of those seasons that was fucked up because Mike Evans had tore his ACL, and Mike Evans actually was his hamstring. He was out for 3 games, and then Chris Godwin tore his hamstring or tore his ACL in the middle of the year.
So this is just kind of like a
injury.
I don't know if you guys can tell, but he's a Bucs fan.
We had no receivers for that game, and Antonio Brown was the only one who was going to bring that game home. Fortunately, they won, but Antonio Brown said that he was good to play. He himself said he was good to play, and now in the middle of the game, he's like, pull me out, I'm fucking injured. And his trainer's like, well, you said you could play, you have to complete.
Right.
Like, you have to get your fucking 80% snaps. You have to do this.
Right.
And he didn't. Took off his gear, threw it in the crowd, said, fuck you, and then walked out.
Really?
That's what he did.
That's gangster.
And then, then he goes.
That boy don't give a Antonio Brown, if you're watching this. You don't give a fuck. Like, you were in the middle of the game, you flipped off the crowd, you threw your jersey at him, and you walked away. Like,
he goes on Twitter and he starts calling Tom Brady like a white cracker and a piece of shit.
Yeah,
like, dude was just going off.
Oh, so he's talking about like Gisele's like wife.
Exactly,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, she like hugged me. She up in the crib, like all
like that's what it was, bro. For like 3 weeks straight, it was just them back and forth. It was Brady just being like, all right, whatever.
So
and
are
then
we saying
Brown's just attacking him?
Are we saying this man has CTE?
He has the worst case of CTE that has ever come out of
Wait, hold on. What CTE stand for?
Him, Chandler Jones. Yo, you know Chandler Jones from the Raiders? That's John Jones' brother.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, I do.
Yeah, Chandler Jones got CTE. Trying to think who else is like famous for having fucking CTE.
It doesn't know what you're saying, bro.
No, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Trust me.
It's funny because Gronk acts like Gronk, but he doesn't even have CTE.
Alright, what's CTE, Mason?
CTE. It's basically where your brain just deteriorates over time because you've had a bunch of concussions.
Yeah, we know.
So that's like...
I think
you can
that's
see
what
like, yeah, you can
I'm
see
trying to
like
get the
brain
acronym
scans,
for it.
Yeah.
the activity or something in your brain or
So it's like
whatever,
grouped in with like Alzheimer's, Asperger's.
Right.
No, but your brain
And so-
is smaller.
So you're saying Antonio Brown has the worst case because of all the crazy shit that he's done?
I think he has proven that he has the worst case.
Yeah,
I think he's proven he does.
But like you can, I think it like CTE affects more of like what's it called? Like your actual emotions, like aggression.
Cognitive.
Yeah, your aggression, your like whatever they're feeling, like whatever. Like it makes you,
what's the word? Parasympathetic.
Parasympathetic.
Yeah.
Something like
So
that.
that's why personally I think football is more physically and mentally enduring than any other sport that there could be. Personally,
Right.
Because it's just about the physical injuries, like broken, like what's his name, Alex Jones. When he played for the Redskins, he got tackled by the Chiefs. That man had spikes coming out his legs for 2 years.
Really?
He played one game, I think. He came back 5 years later after he was supposed to lose the leg. He got tackled and shattered his leg.
Okay.
Shattered his shin. And he wasn't able to play for 5 years. And he came back, played one game, and that was it. He hasn't played a game since.
Wow.
Because he fucked up his leg?
Because he fucked up his leg that bad. I haven't heard of anybody in boxing. Personally, I haven't heard of anybody in boxing that's gotten knocked out and just been like, career's over. You're done.
Oh, I can name you a guy. I don't know his name. I watched this a couple years ago. There was a guy in October of 2018. I wish I could pull up his name. My phone's in the other room. But it was basically a boxer in 2018. He got knocked out, okay? I believe it was October of 2018 if Andy's pulling it up.
Is this like the guy that's like pretty famous for like this?
Yeah,
like, he got like hit back a head or something.
Oh, that's
Or
what
like
it was.
slammed him in
Okay,
the back of the
okay,
head,
never
and
mind.
then like he turned like
That's
like
what you're
the
talking
mush.
about.
No, it wasn't. He got knocked out. He got knocked out.
Oh. Yeah, because I know this.
I know that guy got fucked up.
All right,
Yeah,
I
he's
know
actually
this is,
recovered though.
I was gonna say,
That
I know
guy.
this is kind of fucked up, but I said famous boxer that got knocked out and is a vegetable now. I know that sounds fucked up. I'm sorry.
So like, what do you call?
Oh, Pritchard. Okay, his name is Pritchard. I apologize.
I was gonna make a joke.
But I'm so excited. What were you gonna say?
Shoot, how's it go?
Fucking.
What's the vegetable joke? With wheelchairs.
Oh, what the meals in wheelchair? The fuck.
meals in
What's the
Oh, what do you call an old person in a wheelchair?
What?
A vegetable.
No, you
Something
fucking
like that. No,
idiot.
I screwed it.
No,
up.
it's what do you call?
We just agreed that it was
It's-
a disabled person who.
It's what do you call a disabled person in a wheelchair?
Vegetable.
No, say what?
What?
Meals on wheels,
Meals on.
or a meal on wheels.
You got Mason with that one. Well, it took us so long to get there. It's like the start of a movie, and like you have 5 minutes of the movie and 30 minutes.
That
of
was just an
credits.
advertisement.
Star Wars script, bro. It was like the beginning rolling credits.
This has been taking an hour. I don't know what kind of movie this
Well,
is.
what's the guy's name?
His name is Pritchard Cologne.
Okay.
He is a former professional boxer who is in a vegetative state after sustaining a brain. This is a real thing.
It's a meal
brain
stage.
hemorrhage during a 2015 match with Mr. Terrell Williams. In the 7th round, Williams hit Cologne in the back of the head, causing him to collapse in the dressing room and remain in a coma for 221 days. During this time, he was in a vegetative state. I keep on wanting to say vagina.
I kept thinking that too, bro.
Vagina.
Pussy ass state.
Vaginative
He
state.
chose this. He chose this. He didn't want the rematch.
Get back up. Wake up now. You won't. Wake up now.
Pussy.
Like the guy walks in his room, he's like,
Oh, man. Wow. Guys, we gotta get rid of all the vegetables. In the freezer, we gotta get rid of everything. He was in a vegetative state and confined to a bed and moved around in a wheelchair. In 2021, the WBC revealed that a fragment of his skull collapsed and was pressing against his brain. As of 2023, he has not regained his ability to speak. So yeah,
Wow.
that is crazy.
At least we have ability to
fucking
speak.
sucks, dude.
Ability to speak.
We laughed
Sometimes.
way too much during that. That was
Yo, let me just put this out there, right? Because we want to have a boxing night, right? We had one like a few years ago. You guys were you there?
Oh, Halloween boxing tournament.
Yeah, Halloween boxing night.
That's
Bro,
crazy.
we need to do it again. in the Envision Podcast.
Did you guys like use lightsabers or weapons allowed?
No,
we used boxing gloves. We fought in the basement. We had a whole tournament. I fought.
His walls got dented, bro.
I threw a punch and I turned and then my back just went right into the wall.
And then he covered it up with a poster and his mom found it.
That was right.
His mom took the poster. Now, what's this?
Mason, what the fuck? I was like,
How'd that get there?
I was going to ask you guys a question about that. Do you think, this is kind of moving topics, right? But do you think that, like, parents nowadays are too rough on their kids, or do you think kids have complete control?
Fuck no!
Okay.
Parents are gonna be more tough on their children.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Right.
Bro, I want to see kids come back. I want to see elementary school kids come into school and they can't sit on their fucking desk chair because their ass is so red. I want that shit back, bro. Capital punishment works. It worked with me.
Ryan's like, I want the alcoholic dad.
I want the alcoholic dad.
Abandon me.
We need the non-vets.
I want the milk dads.
Do you like? I agree with you. I think that I don't think that
parents
they
are
should be
too
tortured.
soft.
Or they should be like Guantanamo or anything like that. But it should be like one of those things where you should be able to parent your kid without your kid having to like take control of everything you do. Because I was in a grocery store once. And I heard the way this kid was talking. This is like a 7-year-old kid was talking to his mom. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, that mom's about ready to punt that kid.
Back talk,
No, she never did. I bet you she never did.
Right.
Just the kid kept talking.
She had a backhand, too.
It's crazy.
Yep.
It definitely. What do you think, Andy?
I think we need to put the kids in a vegetative state.
Yes. Oh my
Punch him in
god.
the back of the head.
Stop it! With the boxing gloves in Mason's basement.
Like, yo,
What's this other hole in the wall?
Alright, you want to talk back? You want to talk
Turn
back?
around.
Go in the basement. Mom, start the clock. Ding, ding, ding. Oh my god.
You just see Mason doing the shoe shiner in the kitchen. He's just
Smells like right to the fucking kid.
Yeah, but that actually reminds me of the joke.
What?
It was, what's the hardest part of a vegetable to eat?
The wheels. That's what it was.
A wheelchair. That's the hardest part of a vegetable to eat. Is the
That's
wheelchair.
what it was.
Yup.
I'm so glad. Hang on.
Oh,
that
you're
was
welcome.
probably the longest joke you've ever told. That
Yeah,
took you
that-
13 minutes to fully
Shut up.
complete. We went through another topic,
Oh
and he
my
was still
God.
like, you know what? I really.
Oh, that's
need to
what the
bring
joke
this.
is.
Hey, gotta come full circle, okay?
Well,
Right.
never mind.
Nah, but for real though, kids parents are too soft because they think that they believe that not responding to it is going to make it so the kids don't keep doing it. Because if the kids aren't getting a response, then they're not going to be like, oh, okay, I have to keep doing this.
Ignore it, it goes away.
How many?
But that shit
That's my
doesn't
favorite
work.
thing. Oh, don't give them attention, they just won't do it. I'm gonna be like, yo, keep that shit up, I'm taking your fucking phone. I'm gonna smash that
If
phone
you
and keep
don't
talking to
do
you like that.
If you do nothing, they're just going to keep doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you 100%. And I think, there's a point in a kid's life, like for me, I didn't have my first phone until I think I was like 13. 12 or 13.
I had one since I was 18.
You didn't have one too?
Well, I had a flip phone. And then I
Oh
had
my
like
God.
a $40
That shit, bro. I remember that shit.
I had the minutes, bro. 300 minutes
I gotta go.
of calls and like
Yo,
30 texts.
headed before
30 texts a month, okay? I had that until I was like 16. And then I got a $40 Android that couldn't even load up Clash Royale.
That's facts. That's
And then-
facts, actually.
Then when I was 18, I got an iPhone. I was late to the club,
That
but
is
we made it.
the most incredible story I've ever heard. Did you graduate in 2010? When did you graduate? This was post-COVID. Post-COVID, you had
Yeah.
a phone.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing, bro? I'm
That's
sitting in
crazy.
his bed during COVID like.
No, but you know what? Here's the thing.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
All the teachers, all the old heads in the school probably looked at him though and said, that kid's going somewhere.
111 NNN JJJ.
He has he brings in a rotary. Like in the 11th grade, he's like, can I hook this up to the wall? Do you mind? Like,
And he takes out his pager. Boys, what are we doing?
You see me?
do you remember
I don't be pulling out the AirPods. I be pulling out the Walkmans.
Oh my god,
with the sliding out and you can text and shit like that?
The Blackberries?
Yeah.
Oh, spitting back the fucking cassette tape.
Stop it. Like a Jack in a Box. Just like,
Yo, girl, like my mixtape?
Wrist tactic, Andy wrist tactic.
Bro, yeah.
I think for sure though, it is one of those things where technology does spoil a lot of kids. Like, if you give your kid, I feel like, and I'm saying this not as a parent, so this is a belligerent, opinion that matters to nobody. And that's what all of us, besides Barthot, all of our opinions don't matter. And I just want to make that clear. So anyways, with that being said, kids get technology way too early. They get them.
I had 3 DSs smashed by my mom.
There you go.
Because I was a bad kid. You're right.
Yeah, because it's like you give your kid, like, even a DSi, like, okay, maybe start them off with that as like 9 or 10. But if you give your kid access to social media at like 6, 7, 8 years old, which is how young these kids are starting, that's incredible.
Oh my gosh.
6, 7, 8
my
years
boss,
my shit.
I just got told the story by someone. I won't say who he is, but he said he saw his kid, bro. He walked in the bathroom, bro.
Just said your boss.
This is
My
Andy.
boss, but I'm not gonna say who it is.
Stop it,
Alright,
wait.
he's never watching this podcast. It doesn't matter.
You don't know that. You see, this is how he doesn't get people involved.
Yeah,
Bro.
just Andy's name and it's Envision Podcast number 69.
But anyhow,
That's a
so,
lonely
bro,
guy you work for.
Bro, he straight up told his kid, "Yo, stop beating it in there," because his kid was in the bathroom. Probably on the phone or something, bro. Yeah.
Bro, I think I'll get my kid like fucking like an iPad or like a
Wait,
tablet.
your
Maybe a
boss
computer.
called his kid.
No. His boss, my boss, he walked in, like, his kid was, like, in the shower beating it or something, bro, and he's like, stop beating it in there. And the kid's 11 and he found porn, bro.
Hold up.
That's crazy. That's
He's 11
that's
and he found
How
weird
old?
age.
Or actually, no, not how old. Were you guys ever caught by your parents? Sex, masturbating,
No.
obscene things.
Thank goodness.
Were you ever caught?
Not by my parents, but by various grocery stores. I will tell you for
What the fuck? Wait, hold on.
He's like, they caught me. I gotta hear this shit. They caught me in the bologna aisle.
These like various preschools.
Yo,
The cilantro slapping his shit.
I thought we had a deal. You weren't supposed to say nothing.
Mason,
As long as I invited you.
Mason works at the deli. He sees me walking and he's like, "Oh hell no!"
I was like,
He's like, "I'm clocking out right
Jake,
now."
you gotta go, man. You gotta go. You're like, dude,
Slicer's turned off for the night, bro.
real quick.
That roast beef in the back, bro. I'm telling you, it's calling.
Just
I
no
never-
more produce.
I never got caught doing. I don't remember a time where I ever got caught in like sex or anything like that. Fortunately, because like no, seriously, that is so awkward.
That's
when a parent
gotta be so bad.
You know what I mean? That's why you gotta do it on the roof.
So that's why you disappear in nice
Stop. I'm just flat on my roof.
I would ask, like, what about like the craziest like spot or like place?
To have sex.
I
with.
know you definitely have a crazy spot, bro.
I
Where's
don't.
the craziest spot you've ever had sex?
Probably a Todd Shack.
I do not. I do not kiss and tell about that.
You don't get fucking murdered.
Nah, he
Well,
was probably,
you did a lot of kissing.
probably about a bonfire though. He definitely fucked at a bonfire. There's no way he
100%.
did. There's no.
It's my guilty pleasure.
He said multiple times, like.
So probably in a what was it like a public lake?
Wow.
Like
lake?
people like swimming around and shit.
There was
No way.
you-
Bro is just under the water.
What if like you got caught with a fish hook? Oh Jesus Christ! I got a dick.
Real men.
Whoa! What the fuck?
For me, in a church parking lot. Yeah.
Holy
I know that's not good.
shit.
That's not bad.
Better start
Holy-
praying right
well,
now.
yeah.
Send this shit back. In.
Yeah, I'm
Bro,
telling
we
you.
said I'm putting it in on God.
I understand. No, seriously. That's.
Pastor knocks on the window. All right, boys, come on back in.
I made a joke too, like at that time, like about it being a threesome, like the Holy Trinity. It was stupid, but like I thought it was a funny joke at that time.
You had the second. You got the Holy Ghost.
And she laughed too. She laughed too.
You had a fourth, and you got the Holy
Second.
Ghost, bro. You got Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Right. What about you? What about you?
Cut it out. Cut it out.
Nah. Let's just ChristianMingle.com. So we need to get Andy on right now. Bro. Oh my god. That's fucking hilarious.
Where's your phone? Let me see your phone.
Dude, you need to get Todd.
No, you ain't
Let me see
touching
your
my
phone.
phone.
Let me see your phone.
What?
Todd, yes, so
Like,
they can
I'm
find you the whole
also-
time. Todd's his brother.
I'm not searching that up on my phone.
Shout out to Todd.
Search for what? Up? No, you ain't searching nothing up on my phone.
No, he already has vegetable states in his phone.
Sign him up for Christian.
So let me.
Mingling.com.
No, I
You
need
go to
farmers only.
You go to college, right?
Yeah.
You go to college? No, you don't.
I'm about to graduate.
You're about to graduate. What do you major in?
Criminal justice.
Criminal justice.
Well, associates.
That he's never gonna use.
I will never use that. I'll get more money because of
Because
it.
you said that airplane thing.
Okay.
Bro looked offended. He went.
No, I'm serious.
Bro wants to hunt
I was like, that's just a lot of money to pay out for not using.
Nah, it's Nantuck.
Free.
I didn't pay for shit.
You have for free?
Like, a lot of community colleges.
Everything for free.
What's the program called that you got it for free?
That's not bad, man.
It's fast or packed.
I thought he was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get because a lot of people do that where they just get the
I got
degree
air out.
and have. Damn.
Bro.
As Nantuck's not watching, you know what I mean? Like they're not like, oh fucking kid, you know? Like they put our criminal justice. Yeah.
Bro.
What's he doing?
He's airing out. Don't worry about him.
Airing out. It's hot in here.
Bro, yeah, no, I'm telling you.
Bro,
This is like
he was like just airing out, pulling up his pants.
he grabs like a little like spinning fan. Like he's trying to like blow.
Oh, I got you, bro.
But like my question is like how
another area, bro.
my question to you guys is how meaningful we're all in our early 20s. How meaningful is college? Do you guys think?
I went to trade school. That says enough.
When you're 18 years old and you graduate high school, first thing you should do is leave your hometown. Fucking travel. That's my advice.
Or
If
save
you
your
got
money.
if you got rich ass parents, travel.
Okay, this became like a general thing and then turned to like we have stipulations now.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
if your father is a millionaire.
If you don't still travel, I don't
Leave your
give a fuck.
town only if you're in the top 1%. Only do it then.
Yeah.
I swear, it's good.
No, I get what you're saying.
No, before you get strapped down.
No, honestly, like if you have like a skill or some sort of like, I don't know, like if you've been working construction since you were like a fucking baby, I don't know, and like you have like some sort of like background or whatever. I mean, dude, you don't need a degree to start your own business too. That's another thing. Like,
yeah,
or if you have a skill, like if you're like, you know, a tattooer or a barber, but you have to school to barber.
I agree with you. I think that like worldwide in general, we have so much access to so much information that you can be successful without having to pay all that debt, all that college, you know what I mean, money to everything. And I'm also a big believer in the fact that like you don't find your purpose in life, you create it. You know what I mean? It's like people think, I gotta figure out who I am. It's like, no, you have to figure out who you are. You have to create who you are.
Isn't that, did you just say the same?
Different tonality.
No, you just said the same.
No, it's the
You
same.
gotta figure out who you are. No, I gotta figure out who I am.
Oh, okay, I didn't say that. What did I say? I think you have to figure out who you are.
It is me.
No, like...
I'm sorry, I had to say something.
No, that was dumb. I'm trying to think about where I was trying to go with.
I just think I'm a firm believer in experiences before you hook yourself down to a job.
Okay.
I made a mission after my senior year and last year to travel.
Right.
I think in 1 year I went to Tampa, Buffalo, I went so many places. I have to think. Hold on. Let me pull
He's got a list. He's like, you know
Wait,
what?
who paid for those trips?
Me, bitch.
He said. No, but that's what I'm saying.
Daddy.
But here's the thing.
Take me with you.
If you do what you love, and you travel at the same time, you don't want to travel to escape. You know what I mean? That's not great. You know, like
I'm just traveling for experience.
But how often does that happen where you get 2 vacations a year as a full-time employee and you get to take a vacation from your
like one time
life
a year
that you hate? Exactly.
Well, for me, it's when I tell them I'm taking a vacation because I believe that corporations do not want to lose employees, like current employees, because hiring a new employee is almost 100 times more expensive than...
Not for like an Amazon.
Well, yeah, I mean, if
Amazon
if
in
you're
and out.
If you're onboarding like a no-skill person, that makes sense.
They go through people...
It's like a glory hole.
They go through people like the way we go through socks.
Damn, bro.
You know what I mean?
I think it's like kind of flip-flop. Like I think like, dude, while you're young and like you have the time, like figure out what you want and get successful then. Because dude, you can travel for the next 40 fucking years of your life.
Right.
But like, get that bag, get that experience, get that like just focus on being successful first, and then everything will come with it.
That's the only thing that I disagree on because your age is the only thing that will change.
Yeah. Well, what do you mean? Like
your age, like money will come and go. Nothing. I mean, like I'm not saying anything in life is concrete, but your age is the only thing you'll miss when you're older.
That
I
is true,
guess,
but I think when you're younger, what Mason's trying to say, I kind of agree with him more on this, is the fact that like when you are young, you take advantage of your youth to create success. And create success, like, we're all in our early 20s. We're probably going to be alive until we're like 80 or 90 years old.
Yeah.
With medical technology and everything. And I'm not saying life is a guarantee.
Yeah.
Like, I could go outside and get hit tomorrow by like a bus. You know what I mean? Like, anything can happen. Anything can happen. But at the same time, let's just assume that medical technology continues to advance like it has, like crazy. I mean, we're going to live until like we're 80 or 90. So why not use this time in our early part of life, 20 to 30, 30 to 35, 30 to maybe 40, do what we love, create our life, you know? Like, it's, you know, just doing all that right outside. Like, Andy, could you take 5 trips right now to different places across the country, you know?
No.
Right, exactly. It's
Here,
like,
I got a perfect example, right? So my brother, he went to the Navy for like 6-7 years, and he got out when he was like 25 or something. He joined when he was 18. He got out, he went to college and stuff, and now he's like 30 years old. He just started his life, but he just got his degree. He like tells me every day, he's like, I swear, like, I wish I just got my degree when I was like 22. And he's like, dude, I could be so far ahead.
Right.
That's his own experience. But I kind of like, I feel what he said, right? Because he was like, dude, like, I went to the Navy, I did all that stuff, I traveled, I blah, blah, blah. He's like, it was fun. He's like, but if looking back, he's like, now that I'm like more mature, I wish I just like went to school and did that shit after.
How often is regret like that? Do you hear that from older people though? You know what I mean?
Well, he's like, he didn't regret the fact of like actually like going to like Korea and like Japan and all those fun places and like, you know, Germany and like different countries.
What is wrong with you?
Those fun places.
Those fun places, bro.
Like, Korea and Japan.
Just Korea and
Bro,
Japan.
Kim Jong-un, he was so
Could you
fun, bro.
imagine if, yeah, exactly.
He was outside of North Korea, actually.
That's cool.
Yeah, on his ship, dude, during like, what was it, 20...
Were you hanging out with him?
He was actually waiting for the nukes. Dude,
No, this was still in high school, or I think we were just starting. No,
Like,
we were in middle school.
you can imagine him on his...
It was like the first year Trump was in.
7th grade, we were in middle school. Yeah.
You can imagine him on his like big like ship, Kim Jong Un, and then him with his canoe. He's like, "Hey, what's up, boss?" Yeah, like
His fucking fishing boat.
Yeah.
His life jacket is like, I'm the only thing to stop these nukes from coming.
Yeah, but no, I can't firmly say that I would rather work my life away than or work my young years away, because I'll never be able to do the shit that I'm doing now. Because as I'm older, you best know I'm getting a wife and kids. I'm settling down. I'm getting a house. Right. My only vacations, the only way I'm traveling and experiencing new shit is literally 2 weeks out of a year.
Before you have kids.
Well, no, that's even when I have kids too, because like you got to think, when you got a salary job, when you have a salary job, you only have those 2 weeks, and you got to pay for your kids.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, how hooked are we into that?
But it's honestly so subjective. Like, yeah, if you're working like an office job, salary 9 to 5, and blah blah blah, and you're 23, like, yeah, like I would say most fucking people are gonna hate that. But like, if you're 22 and you know, I'm a tattoo artist or something, I'm doing what I love, and like, yeah, I make some money here and there, then like, yo, I already got what I needed. I'm a full-time tattoo artist. I'm a professional. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm
traveling tattoo
if I want to go to
artist.
Japan, I can go to Japan and tattoo some fucking people in
Traveling
Japan.
tattoo artist, bro.
That's his. That like,
but like,
because he likes what he does. But
I'm also like, I very much like, I don't like waiting. Like, I want to just get it done. So like, when it comes to like school and like work, like, dude, yeah, I just want a career. I want to be done with school, and then I'm like. Then I feel like I can like chill and be like, okay, now I can like enjoy it and like enjoy the money. Like I did the grind, now I can fucking chill. And like,
I think though,
if I'm like 23, I can have kids 5 years after that and still enjoy my life. I'll just have all my shit.
And there's no saying you can't do both. You know, it's all about having that work-life balance. If you wake up every day and you do love what you do and go after it, you're not going to hate life. You're not going to feel like you want to escape. As a matter of fact, oftentimes, because you like what you do, you're going to feel like you can work on your craft and stay put. For me, when I got my car when I was 18, I was like, oh man, this is exciting. Like, I get to drive anywhere I want. I get to travel and do all this. And that's great. And, you know, traveling is something that I want to do in the future. But I'm content with building my life here because I'm not doing things that I hate. You know what I mean? Like, I'm content with just creating what I want to create here, whether it be something with the podcast thing, stuff in sales, whatever the case may be. It's all about building your life now.
Blowing up a new car in a parking lot and being rolled out by yours truly.
Yeah, that's it.
Wait, what happened? Oh, yes, I remember that. Yes, that's how Andy and I became affiliated.
That was my first encounter with this man.
It's just so
his car was just dead stopped, and he was like, "Bro, I stopped," and I helped him with my friend Christo, and we rolled his car into a spot so he could get towed.
It was a beautiful story. I went over like I said, a speed bump, like he said, a speed bump, and it started like smoking in a parking lot. And now I'm like, hey, listen, this job probably isn't for me. You know what I mean? Like, it's just probably time to call it. But you find your purpose too. Like, it's one of those things. I'm sorry, you create your purpose as well. It's one of those things where just because you have this idea about the airplane job doesn't mean you're going to work for 5 years, do really well in it, and then maybe something else will call your attention. And that might just be a series you're on. You'll always be stable, but you'll always want to do other things.
I also I don't hate where I'm at right now.
Right.
At all. I don't hate what I'm doing. I don't a little bit. That's true.
Because of some people.
I did have a situation today that actually made me, scream for the
What
first
kind of
time
situations go down at the auto shop?
All right, you know what? I'm going to get right into it. This is going to be
I'm going to get right into it.
Fantastic situation. All right, so
I used to work with this guy, so I know everything.
At where I work, you guys already heard it, but I'm not going to say it again because you guys are going to have to rewind through an hour and 5 minutes to find what I said. Shut the fuck up.
He works at AutoZone.
Someone said O'Reilly's.
So basically we have an issue in the bathrooms where people like to go in there and take massive shits and shit splatters everywhere.
It's gross.
And they expect the closers to clean up this splattered shit.
Imagine.
But wait.
Imagine a grocery store.
Exactly. So
with kids.
You know what I'm saying. So basically, what actually ended up happening is I wrote a note and I went into Google Docs and printed out this piece of paper that said, "Please clean up after yourself," with a little winky smiley face. I actually did that. I'm not kidding. And
no, that's good. I mean, you at least put it up like, hey, listen, this is becoming a problem.
This is disgusting, but I also don't hate you. That's what the note was saying.
Right.
And my manager endorsed it. He said, yeah, absolutely. No one should be cleaning this up. This is disgusting. People should be cleaning up after themselves. I'm like, thank you. So I'm like, I posted up. I put a fucking bottle of cleaner and I put the toilet brush right next to each other, right underneath the sign that says, please clean up after yourself.
Right.
Just today, we're all talking, we're fucking around. Let's say I'm gonna, Daryl. Daryl is this guy's name. And Daryl makes that there's an issue about the sign.
Right.
And I'm like, what's the issue with the sign? Why is this an issue? Like, I told Tom I refuse to clean up human shit on the outside of the bowl.
Right.
And I was like, I said this to my manager, and that's how it is. And I made the sign, and he was fine with it.
Mm-hmm.
And Daryl decides to say, he decides to bring up that it's a terrible idea, that it's still your job, it's whatever. And I tell him, I'm like, dude, my job is to sell auto parts, not to clean up human shit on the outside of a toilet.
So, is this guy Daryl? Is he above you, or is he?
Daryl is
technically, but no.
Technically, but no.
Okay.
Because he takes care of the commercial side of it, so he sells to the commercial customers, and he has his drivers,
like garages and
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I told him sternly, and this was a screaming match, by the way. So sternly,
Right.
I said, you are not my manager. You are not my boss. The only people that I respond to are Andrew,
right,
my coworker, and my manager won't say his name.
Right.
And
Billy.
Those are the only... Yeah, Billy. There you go, Billy.
Right.
So I only respond to Andrew and Billy. I do not respond to Daryl.
Right.
Because Daryl is not my boss.
Right.
I said Daryl because it's a black person name.
No, Daryl Dix is fucking racist. No, but
You know what I was thinking of? I was thinking of Daryl from The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, this man has a bow and arrow approaching Ryan, and Ryan's like, I don't give a fuck about bow and arrow. I will lunge this tailpipe back.
But yeah, so like this was like the first time I've actually had a full-blown screaming match with someone at work. Like I've had them before. I worked food service. That shit was common every day.
What food service did you work?
Sonny's place. That place fucking sucks.
Sonny's place. I worked in like a lot of fast food places, but it was very.
That's actually where I met my girlfriend too. Sonny's place.
I worked at Six Flags.
You did? I never knew.
Yeah, he was probably cleaning up more human shit than I can count.
No, it's just like the supervisors, bro. Like you walk up, you'd be like, "All right, where am I going?" They're all like either high, drunk, or
really
high. So
or crossed. Like they're both.
Yeah, like you walk up, you're like, "All right, where am I going?" They're like,
back to what I was saying.
I don't know, but
go do that.
What do you want to do?
Basically,
I'm like 14.
You know.
Like, I don't know.
Basically, this Daryl person was somebody who, as he moved over to commercial, he still wanted to take care of what Andrew, the assistant manager, was taking care of. So he was the assistant manager. He moved up to ISS.
Okay.
He still wanted to take care of the retail storefront.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, that's not how it works.
Right.
So fuck off. Let me do what I'm doing.
Right.
And if I refuse to clean up human shit and want other people to clean it up, then let me do that because I refuse to clean up human shit.
Right.
I think that's a pretty reasonable request.
You're completely unreasonable.
To ask my fellow employees to not shit on the outside of the toilet bowl, right? Like not to splatter against the wall or the back of the seat or on the seat itself, right?
And not only that, but it's not uncommon. When I used to work at Geisler's, me and Mason worked together for a while.
Wait, time out real quick.
Yeah.
We should all tell stories. Like each of us tell a story about like our job, like a fucked up story. Like Ryan just told me.
This is
like,
a fucked up story.
I got one.
Okay. I'll start something.
Yeah.
So, right now, I'm doing... Me, my coworker, and my master electrician are all, we're doing a complete rewire of a 4-family apartment.
Oh, so this is your current job?
Yes, my current job that I just started. It's literally like right down the street.
Right.
But anyhow, I have plenty of messed up stories about Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon was fucked up.
And he's probably gonna say one from Amazon, maybe.
Continue.
He'll do that. But so at this 4-family apartment, we're doing a complete rewire, right? So we're snaking wires through walls, pulling them into the basement because the basement has the breaker panels. So we have to pull the wires from the outlets or where like your fridge plugs in through the walls, down the walls. We drill holes in the floor and then run them to the breaker panels in the basement. All right.
Yeah.
Now, when one of these holes got drilled and we pulled the wire through, snaked the wire through, a condom came out of the hole with the wire.
No way.
Imagine you're just pulling a wire through it and the condom just used.
My question is...
Oh my god, bro. It was used.
So wait, hang on.
And this
Fat nut sitting at the bottom of it, bro.
all we did, we just drilled a hole and ran a wire through it, and out comes the rubber, bro.
That is
nasty.
Wild behavior.
And then there's piles of raccoon poop everywhere, too, because they never took care of it, so there's broken windows and all that.
Were they fucking the raccoon?
Wait, yeah.
Maybe.
Stop.
That's crazy.
That's disgusting. That actually...
I just thought that was kind of wild.
Right. If
Just
you were thinking
pulling
about
a condom out of the wall. Like, who throws a condom in the wall?
If you've made it this far into the podcast so far and you're thinking about eating, I know you're not going to.
It's past that.
We've gone through shit and cum. Alright, let's move on to the next
Mason,
one.
what do we got? We got shit and cum to follow.
No, but I got a pedophile.
Pedophile?
Pedophile.
Oh, the Geisler's pedo? Bro, there's also a Geisler's furry, too.
Yep. So when I was a couple years ago, I was 17 at the time, and there's this guy that used to come in, and he was on the registry for our town or whatever.
Right.
But at the time, I didn't know he was like a pedophile. So like he'd come into Geisler's, and it's like a grocery store. They got the bottle return machines. Bro, he'd literally come in with like 2 fucking bottles and put them in there, and then come up to the register and like try to talk for like a while. They're like, "Oh, how's your day?" Blah blah blah.
He would talk me up in the bottle.
Yeah, and he'd be talking forever. And eventually, like, I was being a bagger, and like one of the jobs as baggers, you get like the carts and shit.
Right.
And I'd go outside, and he started to like follow me, like as I was like bringing carts in. He'd like walk and talk, and he used to live by us. My dad worked on a house that like he lived in. It was like a big like apartment for like ex-cons, like a sober house or whatever.
Okay.
And my dad worked on it. He like painted it and shit.
Brown house that's literally gated.
Yeah.
That's an old people home.
No, it's like a sober house.
So that's a fucked up
worked
people home.
Right.
Yeah, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I used to live there." Yeah, he has a voice like that. Like Andy, so you remember his voice? He's like, "Yeah, I really love it." Yeah, like it sounded like that. So he would be like, "Yeah, I used to live over there in that brown house. And, it was a great time, but no one liked me over there because I spoke my mind." And he was like, you could tell, like I could kind of tell he was like a little, gay, but like,
right.
But like it didn't like bother me.
He goes up and he's like, "By the way, are you homosexual? Because I've been really getting this feeling."
Is it boys or girls?
You could definitely tell, but like I ended up hearing a story. Right, my brother's friend worked down at a gas station, Henny, and basically what happened is the guy, Bill, walked in there and basically like my brother's friend's the gay. And he walked in there and he basically was like, "Hey, can you help me find my earring in the bathroom?" And like when he went in there, he was like, "So what are we doing? What do we do?" Like basically being like, "Are we gonna fuck or what are we doing?" And Riley was like, "What the fuck?" And he was like, "No." So he called the cops and he got banned from Henny. So I heard that story and then like now he was coming back to Geisler's and I told my manager and now like every time I worked, he was coming into Geisler's, right? And eventually, over like the next 2 weeks, he ended up finding out what car I drove because I was sitting on break, and it was like my dad's Pontiac because my car had broke down. And so he was like, "Oh, you're driving the Pontiac. I've seen that in your driveway." And I'm like, "In my driveway?"
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, and so then I was doing carts after that, and he kept following me. And I went up to my manager and I was like, "Dude, Bill, like, you need to tell him to fuck off, man."
Right.
I was like, because now I looked up his name because I was like curious, and there he is on the registry, on the fucking sex offender registry.
What's his last name?
Well, I didn't actually say his like real name.
Yeah,
so
we
just
can't.
call him Bill, but
We can't, just in case he tries to come for me.
defamation.
Come for Andy,
I'll
because
type that in real quick. I want to see what this
you
was.
might still think you're a minor.
I don't know his last name. Here, go on our town's registry. Just type. But I looked it up and he's on the fucking registry. So I told my manager, I was like, "Bro, like everyone here's underage, like because we're all like workers here." And he came in again and was like, just basically, they were like, "Yeah, like let us know," or whatever. And he came in again, and like the last time I saw him, I was sitting in my car, and he like came up to my car and like was like, like roll your window down. And I was sitting there, and he's like sitting on my car like this, like, "So what are you doing in here? It's very nice." And I was like, "Nope, I'm going inside." Nope. And I told my manager, and he got banned.
Oh, thank
from
God.
the fucking place.
Did you ever see him again?
No, but I heard that he ended up getting arrested because he broke his probation. I don't know what for.
Probably for fucking you.
Dude, yeah, no, that's what it was. He went back into the gas station.
Told you.
And they called the cops again because they called the cops on him and they showed up at his house because he was living with another gay dude. And
doesn't he see enough?
He was living with another gay dude, and they showed up to his house and were like, "Don't go to the gas station again, or else we're gonna come arrest you because you're gonna break your probation." And then he went back there again to try to talk to the kid, being like, "I wasn't doing anything weird," and they fucking
what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
He's experiencing with that dude. Every time I would have to, somehow. You're exactly right. He would find the right timing when you're doing something like doing carts. Except with me, it was when I was changing the bags out of the bottle return machines. When I was emptying the bottle return machines, he would always come into the bottle room and deposit his bottles and always try to get me in a conversation. And you were right. It was maybe only like freaking a handful sometimes.
Right.
And then he would sit there talking my ear off for 20 minutes and someone had to come grab me for me to get out of conversation with him.
Right.
He was like obsessive, and he sounds gay. He's like, "Yeah, man, like that's really cool."
Yeah, like he's always like, "Yeah, I love your Firebird. It's so nice. I absolutely love it."
That is wild.
I love your Firebird.
Oh my god,
Imagine.
You want to give me your dirty bird?
Gas station though.
And so, like,
Nah,
what do you want to be when you grow
Yeah,
up?
well, who was
Nah, but like when he was like, "Yeah, I've seen that in your driveway," I was like,
Oh!
Oh!
Honestly, at that point, it's like, listen, man, I am gonna have to kill you if you keep on doing this. This is you passed my family's home, and you're talking about it.
No.
Like, what a casual conversation. Like, you came over for Thanksgiving.
Bro,
last
who the
year.
fuck just drops that in a conversation? Yeah, I know I'm a complete stranger, but I know where you live. By the way, how's the weather? Like, bro.
What? So we got shit, cum, pedophile. Wow.
Yep.
What do you have?
The Holy Trinity, bro.
Can you top it?
The Holy Trinity. There's 4, not 3, but
Dr. Oz.
the Holy quadruple.
The Holy Quad.
The Holy Nugget.
Holy Quad.
Holy
Nugget?
Nugget? Yeah, a woman with no arms and no legs.
Oh my.
Who wears a Boy, you can't
Oh boy.
Bro just brought in nuggets.
I'm just saying, if you bring a nugget into church, what are they?
We know it's on his bucket list.
No, I never did that at work.
I feel like I've
So
seen those
anyway,
in a Costco
please.
bag before.
Stop!
I've seen them in McDonald's.
Yeah. What was he doing? He got banned from a gas station a little bit ago.
Oh my gosh.
But, so I don't know how crazy it is, but we had this guy at Amazon. I'm just going to call him Crackhead Carlos. Because,
Oh yes.
you know what I'm talking about. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever talked to a person and you have maybe 3 or 4 sentences of conversation with them and you're like, all right, I'm never talking to you.
Cracked out.
You are an absolute weirdo.
Uh-huh.
This was Crackhead Carlos. He would do crack, take the bus to work. He had more crack on him, would show up to Amazon. By the way, when he got on the bus, he immediately pissed everybody off. Immediately.
Yeah.
He pissed everybody off at the bus stop. If I was talking to people at the bus stop, he would just come out of nowhere. He would talk incredibly disrespectful to people of all races, genders, ethnicity. Does not matter what kind of crowd you were in. He was out to piss off everybody. And he was cracked the fuck out the whole time.
Yeah, even in the job site,
He went up to this.
I definitely did.
You told me about this.
He went up to this one female manager and he looked her up and down. He's like, "So how much?" And mind you, this was a spoiled. That's what I'm saying. I was like, "Yo, get
He
your
went
game in."
around showing people videos of hookers riding him.
Yeah. He would show. He showed a video of a hooker giving him a blowjob while he was on a crack pipe.
Is this Hunter Biden or is this someone?
This is gangster crack.
Cracked out
Biden family.
There was one time where he had 2 black coffees, and he was like speed walking up and down our floor, just breathing very heavily. He was like, and we were like, "What the fuck?" And we actually figured out. One of our buddies was telling us that's like a prison thing. Like crackheads who don't have their fix have a lot of black coffee. He was taking tons of that because it gets you speedy, it gets you energized, and that's what he was relying on. Plus that and the crack. He showed his bong to a manager before.
Oh my god.
And pictures to other employees. And he kept on going around showing employees, and this is eventually how he got clipped, showing employees videos of him like hitting his crack pipe in the bathroom. Yeah, it was wild.
Oh, I just saw a Twitter video of some girls in a high school hitting a crack pipe in the bathroom, bro. Like, what the fuck is happening?
He might have been one of those. So, anyways, he might have been with them.
You might have sold to him.
Right,
He might have sold
exactly.
to those girls. He might be on the registry.
But even when you would talk to him, he came up to me once, and I was talking to one of my friends, and I put my pallet jack, because we were using pallet jacks at the time, to like move stuff around. I put my pallet jack next to the bathroom, or next to his, but it was next to the bathroom. And it was completely unintentional. He came up to me, he's like, hey, I saw 2 pallet jacks over there. I don't want to bother you, but I saw 2 pallet jacks over there. When he first said that, I'm like, all right, this dude's kind of weird. And I was like, yeah, one of those is mine. I'm just finishing up a conversation. He was like, it's kind of weird, dude. And he just walked away. And I'm like, ever since then, I'm like, okay, this kid's fucking a weird. I didn't know he was cracking at that time. One of my first conversations with him was that. But I just knew from that point on, like I said, absolute weirdo. And I did everything I could to never talk to him. I've even told him, hey, dude, stay away from me, please. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're a weirdo.
I'm surprised he didn't get beat up because he had like a whole gang. Like we literally had an intervention with one of the assistant
knows
managers.
Exactly who I'm talking about.
The kid cracked out Carlos. He was going around for like weeks, just basically throwing little threats around, and then it's funny, he would throw a threat, and then he would go back 5 minutes later, and try to apologize and act all nice.
That's
like,
exactly
I'm
how it
sorry. Like, I'm not actually like that. Like, I actually really like you guys.
Yeah, he
right?
would like look
And
at the
then-
person and be like,
yeah.
I'll fuck you up, and then like
Exactly.
5 minutes later, like you just said, apologize.
So anyhow, he got like 5 people so mad in one day that they actually went up to one of the managers and was like, yo, this kid ain't leaving us alone. Like, you better do something or we about, right?
On the registry, you never find them.
I don't know the dude's name.
But continuing.
But so anyhow, the assistant manager cracked out Carlos and like the 3 other people that were involved. I was somewhat involved because I was working with them and I was also talking with them as the day went on.
Oh, boy.
So we all went into the break room and it was funny. We were all sitting in a circle and it was like a 10v1. You have crackhead Carlos on one side and then you have 10 other people who are
That's
mad at him
crazy.
on one side. And
if you piss off 10 people out of 20,
yeah.
you're most likely the issue.
And so-
okay, that really
it's like
It's a bad
crazy,
number.
and I'm just gonna take like 20 more seconds. But it was crazy because the whole time we were like telling him what he was doing, he was kind of denying it, and then he was saying he's sorry, and then he was throwing threats out and like screw all you guys, f you all, you guys suck, right? Stuff like that, and then he walked out of the room because he got scared. He got pressured out of the room because he knew he was guilty. So then we're all talking smack about him the second he leaves, telling the manager exactly what he was doing. And then 5 minutes later, he invites himself back into the break room where we're all trying to figure out what crackhead Carlos
He might as
was up
well
to,
be
right?
Crackhouse. He's smoking
So,
up.
yeah. But like 5 minutes later, he comes back into the room and he does his apologizing. He's like, guys, I just want to let you all know, I am so sorry. Like, please forgive me. I'm sorry. And everybody's like, dude, get out of here. Nobody here likes you. Like, we about to throw hands,
Holy
get out. And he's just like, dude, I'm just sorry. Just please forgive me.
No, he
Right?
really did get chased. Like, there was one
Yeah.
time where he went into
Yeah.
the bathroom. He's like, yo, I just got into a fight in there. Mind you, he went in there for a minute. Maybe. And he would walk right out and he had no bruises. There was no, his hands weren't marked up at all. His clothes weren't messed up. And he said he got into like a full fist fight in there. And then like you'd be like, yo, like, people would be like, that's not true. And he's like, well, I don't get hit.
You people.
And I'd be like, yeah, people in general, it's like, I'm telling you.
People.
Well, on that note, you guys, I'm going to end the podcast, but I want to say one thing. Don't do crack. Don't do crack.
Do crack.
Don't shit. Don't come.
Ever.
Don't be a pedophile. Don't do that. Okay, that's not good for you.
Well, no.
Stop.
Hold on.
You see him carried out of a mobile gas station. He's like, what was I doing wrong? I wasn't doing anything.
You guys are like,
I wasn't
you guys
doing
are like,
anything.
let's go to Henny. I'm like,
I'm next up on the
I
list.
can't.
Yeah.
But
But
else.
I appreciate you guys for being on. Andy Lyman, Ryan Lynch, Mason Manzi. All their Instagrams are going to be down below.
Alright?
Tattoo artist, airplane maker or breaker, right?
Yeah.
Right? That's what we call you.
That's what it is.
Airplane maker.
Just don't bring him around New York.
Nope.
Okay.
What? If I'm in New York.
Some building's gonna fall.
Oh wow. That was a
Gotta end it off with an explosion.
Seriously, I was gonna say I should
Gets
drop
bad
this.
at making airplanes. Fucking Spirit's gonna on American Airlines.
Dude,
We'll take them.
Boeing.
it's just you and crackhead Carlos working on the plane. It's like, how did you get here?
He actually built Harriet Tubman's plane.
Bill's gonna be the pilot.
Yeah.
Have a nice day, guys. If any of y'all are underage, please come to the front. Right away.
I'll show you the cockpit.
I'll show you my cockpit. Oh no! Oh, no.
I appreciate you guys for being on. Thank you
Yeah,
guys. You guys
sir.
made us laugh.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate you.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Or just
Yes, sir.
saluted.
Envision Podcasting, you guys.